UK estate agents, getting seller leads is way easier than you think. Give me the next 5 minutes or so, and I am going to show you my quick start strategy to getting seller leads with a 60-second video framework while I'm editing this video itself for my case study estate agent Mark. Now, if you would like to see and get the exact same service and results that I'm giving my case study here in this video, we are open to work with one more case study estate agent for free this week to get them high quality seller leads, booked valuations, and great results with video ads. Drop me a line below and I'll send you the details to Messenger. Now, one thing I'm doing today is that my case study estate agent has actually sent me these 60-second videos that he has recorded while out and about in his area, and I'm going to edit one of these videos on camera live so that you can see how it's done and explain what that means when it goes out. Now, these 60-second videos are the vertical, phone screen style videos that either you flick through or you've seen perhaps your children flick through, or your sons and daughters, depending, you'll have seen them around. Facebook and all the social medias and YouTube are pushing them out there and getting people to do it as much as possible. Now what I've done is I've already uploaded Mark's video. Mark is our case study, and he's got his video here. Now we're going to do a couple of things to this video, because while he's already recorded the script, which is guaranteed to make it highly effective when people see it and get them especially good results, we have to make sure that the video has the right banners to catch people's attention in the first 3 seconds and is directing people to become leads off of this video, because you want leads at the end of the day, not just people to watch. And so I'm going to go through this process with you. Now I'm going to use 2 tools in this video. First of all is Canva, which is more of a drag and drop editor for video and images. You may have seen it before. A lot of people use this. And the other is CapCut, which is a very specific video editor and will also allow us to drop in the captions. You can see Martina and Mark are working down there in the WhatsApp corner. Let me see if I can mute the WhatsApp. Mute chat for 8 hours. All done. And so let's begin, shall we? So we're going to start with Canva, because one thing I want to add at the top is a banner. Almost a banner. I want to add a little title here, and I want it to have the right word so it catches people's attention as they start watching the video. And so I'm going to play the video here, and one thing this video does, the purpose of this video, is to give away a freebie, or what we call a value bomb. And all this is, instead of, for example, using an instant valuation tool, you're giving away an informational freebie. As a property expert, as an estate agent who has worked in this industry for, a number of years, or even if you knew and you've just gone through your Property Mark training, you'll know the difference between having knowledge about the estate agency industry and not having that knowledge, and what that can mean when someone is putting their biggest asset up for sale on the property market. And we're going to actually help people by using this information in such a way that they're going to want to become leads, instead of using, for example, a valuation tool. And one of the reasons you might want to use this strategy, if you've been having trouble by getting instant valuation tool leads, and then you've been getting these leads but you weren't able to have a conversation with them, what this strategy does is it allows you to have a conversation first with your lead and then give them the freebie, the informational freebie or the tool. But as you'll notice with a valuation tool, it's more focused on capturing somebody's name, email and phone number than it is you having a conversation. you actually have to pick up the slack after the fact that they've put in their details. And sometimes when people don't want to be spoken to and they just believe they want the free instant valuation, because they will just put in the wrong details. Now, how many people do you think are going to get the help they need for selling their home with just an instant valuation tool? It's not going to happen, and it's also not going to convince them that you are the estate agent of choice that they are going to use when they sell their home. It's just a tool to figure out a ballpark value of what their home may be worth. It's not going to change anything when it comes to actually, building a relationship with this homeowner, which is what you need. Like, a lot of homeowners will already know which estate agent they're going to call in when they go to value their property. Estate agents have been around for a long, long time, or estate agents have been in front of a ton of people building that relationship already, and so we need to change that fact. Unless of course you're the estate agent who gets called out to all the valuations, in which case I'd probably stop watching here and I'll make another video for you later on the different problems you may have when you already have valuation requests coming in. Like, that will be a completely different kettle of fish. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add what's called the call to action to the banner at the top of the video. Now, the call to action is what will get people to engage and become leads, and you'll likely have heard this term before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to Mark speak for a little while, and I'm going to understand the exact call to action. Just had to refresh my memory, but now I remember. I can remember the rest of the video. I'll just play it in the background for you. Will this come across properly? Let me know if you can hear this while it plays. But, oh, it's supposed to keep playing. Ah, dearie me. Let me move myself out of the way here. It's not playing nice. Canva isn't playing nice today, but I've refreshed my memory, and what this is going to do, I'm basically going to say comment free to get your free piece to property guide. And then I'm going to make this a little bigger. Make all of it a little bigger at the same time so it looks good. I think 46 looks good. And now this is going to be at the top. So as soon as people see this video, they get a prompt to comment. Now, every comment on this video from Mark is actually going to turn into a lead. And what this will allow him to do is that every lead that comes through from this video, he's actually going to have a conversation with first before he gives them this free piece to property guide that we're going to create together. And this will completely cut out the issue that lots of people have, which is they get leads but nothing comes of it. This is all we're going to do in Canva. This black and white text stands out pretty well, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to title this Conversion Multiplier. The title of these types of videos are conversion multipliers, but that's really technical. You can just call them 60-second videos. Conversion multiplier 1 for Mark. And now I'm going to save it. What we're going to do next is we're going to add captions to the bottom of the video. If you don't know what a caption is, what it does is it adds the text, it adds the subtitles of what you're explaining in this video to your video, because a lot of people on social media are going to be watching your video without any sound on it. And so if they can't hear you and they can't understand what you're saying, the information that you're trying to get across is just not going to happen. And so we're going to use this tool called CapCut. We're going to upload the video we've just edited in Canva here, and we're going to add these captions. Now, one thing I want to talk about with these videos is that there are several ways you can use it. If you're starting from scratch, you can put this out as a normal post. I wouldn't recommend this, especially if you want to get results anytime soon, because not just posting normally on social media doesn't get you results. Even if you have a large list of followers, only about 2% of followers are going to see any one of the videos you put out. And so to reach every one of your followers once, even if you were able to target a different 2% every single time, you would have to put up 50 videos onto Facebook. It's finished, and I'm going to click Save here. And I'm also going to bring up the file. But you see what I mean. You'll see what I mean when we start getting into advertising, where my philosophy for advertising always is, advertising is just content that you put money on to reach more people. That's all it is. Now, Canva is ready. And so we're going to continue with the editing, but I'm going to talk a little more about what you can do by putting money behind these videos and how it could actually be a better form of advertising than you realize, and that you may be doing with leaflets, than you may be doing with other tools. And the first thing I like about using these videos is that you can actually measure how effective your message is, because you can see how many people stop. You can actually see how many people stop and look at your video, and you can actually see how many people actually listen to your video all the way through, because it's on Facebook and Instagram, and they will measure how long people watch for. And so if you want to work out which are the best topics, or what, for example, what's best for you to talk about to get leads in, using a valuation tool, using a video like this and getting leads through the comments and getting people to watch is one of the best ways of figuring out what your local home sellers want to hear from a quality estate agent that they would trust. Because it's not only about the lead generation, it's how you come across to your potential clients that's going to win them over in the long run. Why would you generate leads if you knew that these people wouldn't turn into business later down the line because they didn't trust you? Yes, you gave them these valuation tools, but if you don't have that, if you can't earn their trust and build trust and become the estate agent they would use, then what is the point of paying all this money? And so we're going to go and edit this again, and we're going to go to the captions. Now luckily, CapCut has this feature where for free you could do this exactly the same way I am, because I am using the free version of both Canva and CapCut. You can go to CapCut, put in your video, click Auto Captions, make sure that it's in English UK, otherwise you'll get American subtitles. For some reason that's a difference. And click Generate. And all you have to do is sit back and it will generate the captions for you. Now, I recommend going through your subtitles and making sure that they say the correct words, because of course it uses artificial intelligence, or AI, to fill in the blanks. Another WhatsApp message.
Sorry.
No worries at all. I just figured I could have muted WhatsApp before I started recording, but I'll remember that for next time. Let's title this Conversion Multiplier 1 for Mark. And so what I'm going to do now is on the left side here, I have my list of captions for the 60-second video. Let me move myself to the top right. Move my little recording bar to the top right too. And now you can see in the bottom other side, you can see in the left side all the captions. And as the video plays through, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use CapCut's separating captions feature to add all the to separate the text. What this will allow me to do is make it a lot bigger. And so there's three ways I do this. You can click enter to separate two lines of text and just cut it exactly where the words end and begin, or you can use this little merge button, and that will merge two of these lines together. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through these, and because we're live, usually I would skip through this, but you're going to have to see this in its full glory. And I'm going to add my full stops because I want this to be the best captions for Mark that they possibly can. Occasionally I will listen back to some of this text and just make sure that, you know, it's all the right, it's all matching up. Because sometimes it won't understand you entirely, even though you're speaking clearly, and that's not your fault, that's just the way it kind of works out. And so I'm going to separate here, separate here. Oh, didn't mean to merge that. You've got the undo button at the top, and so if you make any mistakes with the buttons here, you can change that back to where you want it to go. And so I'm going to edit through these. Now, what I'm also going to do after I have finished editing these captions is I'm going to change the size and the color for these captions so they stand out a lot better when people go to see it. Because what's the point in captions that don't stand out? It doesn't like the word scales usually, so look at that, look out for that. And I'm going to merge, make sure that the text is all right. And sometimes it does this, where you just have to edit this little number here to be one less than it is at the very end, and it will usually let you separate them out nicely. Now again, if this seems like a lot of work, sometimes it is, but then again, that when we're working with our case study estate agents, I'm doing all this for them in the background, so all they really have to do is go out and shoot these videos, practice a little bit, have these videos up and running, and then this strategy will work in the background while they can do all their estate agency stuff, you know, like taking on viewings, taking on valuations. They don't have to worry about prospecting or bringing in leads because these videos are going to be bringing them leads to talk to. And what they're also going to be doing is they're also going to be creating, you'll know them as touch points, with these homeowners in their local area. Tons and tons of touch points. Do you know how cheap video advertising is on social media? Simply because none of your competition is using video right now. And so if you're using video, for example, you could get in front of 1,000 homeowners in your area for about £5. And not only, and yeah, you could possibly do that with leaflets if you manage to use the cheapest type of leaflets possible. But what is the read rate of those leaflets? What is the amount of leaflets that actually get picked up and read and, you know, thoroughly understood instead of being set aside with all the other leaflets that they arrive with? Versus if you find a video that catches your attention in the newsfeed, how many times have you gone to the newsfeed when you were meaning to do something else and then watched a video for a couple minutes just because it caught your attention? This is the exact same thing we're doing, except we're using it to level the playing field for you and your estate agency. And so I've almost finished all of this editing. You see it's done the thing again. And once this is done editing, I'm going to change the colors, and I will be able to publish this video in the Ads Manager for Mark. I'm going to change the number 3 to the word free with quotation marks so that they know that is the keyword. Messenger goes with a capital M and a full stop on the S. Capital I because that's the start of what the sentence would be. And there we go. So now if I scroll out by using Control and scroll on the video timeline at the bottom here, what we have is all the captions set out for Mark's video. And they go all the way around. Oh, here's one. Let's yes. So that's been a little editing glitch. And what I'll do here, here's why. Perfect. Just a little editing glitch there that I noticed. Nothing truly important, nothing that will stop you. But the captions are ready, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck myself back in the bottom left along with my little recording bar, and what we're going to do is I'm going to click on the first caption of the video. I'm actually going to extend it in the bottom left here so people say, hey, reading homeowners, that's Mark's location. Reading, that's the one. I've never been to Reading before, so I keep getting the name wrong, but luckily it's not me creating the video, or it's not me reading out the video, as it were.
Doesn't help you live in Fuerteventura for most of your life.
No, it hasn't helped that I've lived in Fuerteventura most of my life. You're right. It's all your fault. You've taken me to the Canary Islands to live for the rest. Like, I've lived in the sun my entire life, and now I can't adjust to England.
English, place names. It's quite funny.
Can't adjust to the UK. What I'm going to do, what I've done here is by clicking on the text, I've been able to go to some presets that are set out for me here, so I could have this blue text that stands out, and I'm also able to go down here and change the size. And this will help a lot when people are seeing Mark in the newsfeed. See, that stands out a lot better already, and when someone is just mindlessly scrolling through their videos on their phone, you press play, and in the first 3 seconds, you're catching the attention of homeowners in your area. They see what they can do to get something that's beneficial to them, and it's a hook. It hooks people, exactly. And so the video has been set up. 23 minutes, little longer than expected, but then again, that's why I'm doing it and Mark isn't. And what I can do now is I can click export in CapCut here at the top, and then just download it. And so it's done. What I'm going to be able to do for Mark now is publish this video on Facebook and Instagram as a $5 ad, not £5 ad, we're in the UK. I'll be able to publish this video, the 6-second video, as a £5 a day ad, and bring him quality seller leads that he will be able to have conversations with.
Sure it's not euros?
Are we? Stop teasing me, and I'm on a live and she keeps teasing me, but oh well. And so I'm going to click download here, and they will be ready from Mark here. And so that's the process. So if you have any questions about this type of 60-second video, if you want the scripts, or even if you want to be our next case study, as we're looking for one more case study over this week, not this weekend but the following week, but you understand, you get my drift, then leave a comment, drop me a line in the comments below, and I'm happy to discuss with you and send you the details to Messenger or to WhatsApp. We're setting WhatsApp at the moment if WhatsApp's more your style.